times of the week, actually, because it's confessions.
We're joined by Father Neil this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Lovely to hear some NC Hammer. Love a few baggy pants. Miss the baggy pants. And his side shuffle.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Can you do it? Can you crab along sideways like he does?
No, I just fall over and then flail like a beached whale. And then Greenpeace come along and try and save me.
Aww. Aww. No, that's not what happens.
No, of course not.
Being supportive.
Yes.
Have you had a good week?
It's not been too bad, actually. I actually on the weekend did a bit of a deep clean in the study and got rid of quite a lot of things and cleared the decks. And it's amazing what a clear workspace can do to make you far more productive. It's sort of like clears the mind, focuses the attention on what should be done, made a list. First thing on the list, make a list.
Make a list.
Then you're able to cross it off. One thing already done, see? And then sort of like knock the rest of them out of the park over the last couple of days. So, yeah, I'm feeling quite content with myself at the moment.
It does sound like you were putting something off, though.
No, it was the opposite, actually. I had finally eaten a frog and done a big thing that needed to be done.
Well done.
And in order to do the big thing, I had to dive into my piles of just rubbish. The filing on my desk is Jurassic. So for every sort of like 2 inches, that's a month. So it's just work your way down the piles. So the good neat thing about that is that by the time you get to some things, they're horrifically out of date. So you can just throw them in the bin and ignore them.
Because they'll fold you up. Yeah.
No.
There you go. File it in the shredder.
Yeah.
There you go. Sorted.
Absolutely.
It sounds like a future confession.
Have you now got one of those lovely little things that you put pens in?
I had one until I cleared my room, my study. I had a lovely large ceramic R2-D2 with all my pens in it. And
amazing.
I knocked it off and smashed it during the the reserve has had to come out, which is Darth Vader.
Oh, you turned to the dark side.
I've turned to the dark side, yes. So my pens are now sprouting out of Darth Vader's head.
I knew there'd be a story there somewhere.
Wow.
Amazing. If you've got a work-based confession, we'd love to hear it. But in the meantime, shall I push the button?
I would.
Go on. Are you ready? Here we go.
These are my confessions. These are my confessions. These are my confessions.
You will remember, my dear friend, that last week we offered you the choice between 2 confessions. And we didn't go with spiders, so we have spiders this week. It's quite a short confession, but I think people are going to find it has a profound impact upon them.
Oh, gosh.
So, trigger warning.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. This is from Lizzie.
Well, we've got a name this week.
Okay, Lizzie.
We're listening, Lizzie.
I have spiders in my bathroom. I have spiders in my bedroom. I have spiders in my kitchen.
Oof.
I love them all. I even avoid having guests around sometimes if I know they're afraid of spiders and are going to try to unalive them. I love my spiders, and if they choose to live here, well, it's their home too. They can stay during the winter, and in the summer they eat the flies and the mosquitoes and all the little buggy things, and it's really helpful because I don't like buggy things. When I struggle to sleep, I watch them through the light of my nightlight walking across the ceiling with their little legs. They're so cute. Unfortunately, most people don't understand why I allow my house to be full of spiders, and sometimes I feel ashamed to even talk about it because I don't want to seem weirder than I already am. Should I tell people of my love for our arachnid friends, or should I keep it to myself?
Oh, it's kind of a really sweet one, G.
You sweet. I'm terrified. Absolutely terrified. I'm not calling in there for coffee, I'm afraid. But
I heard the little involuntary groan from you, G, halfway through.
Oh.
When it was the spiders on her ceiling above her bed, I heard a little, oh.
Yes, but there is something that little spider, when Lizzie's asleep, that little spider might just come down and go, oh, there's my little human. And the human will go eat the spider, because apparently we do in our sleep.
Statistically, that does happen.
Well, yes, statistically, but it's just an additional source of protein, isn't it? I mean,
You think that the spiders are sacrificing themselves for a protein gain for Lizzie?
she's looking very thin. I'm going in.
We're here to help.
Oh my goodness. I'm not going round that house. If Lizzie wants to live with those spiders, go ahead. But I don't know. But then what are her friends like? Maybe her friends will actually warm to her even more if they like spiders.
Yeah,
I know.
it reminds me. So spiders are in the spirit of Halloween as well. I like
Well,
this.
yeah.
But also in a Christmas film, Buzz from Home Alone has a tarantula. Some people really like having spiders around them, and they keep them in their terrariums or whatever they're called, and they become quite fond companions.
There is a book which makes me sob, and it's been made into an animated film. Sob and sob. Charlotte's Web.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Oh,
of
we love
course.
Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte,
Yeah.
and she puts the messages in the web for the pig,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
See,
But that's
spiders
one.
can be our friend. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
one.
but that's one. This is like,
see-
there's lots of them. They're everywhere, all over the house.
Lizzie lives in Pembrokeshire. Okay, Lizzie doesn't live. She doesn't live in Haverfordwest, but she lives in Pembrokeshire. So
She's your next door neighbour, Tom.
So Lizzie doesn't have to worry about orange-kneed tarantulas crawling across the ceiling, does she? These are not big, scary spiders.
These are your money spiders and your daddy long legs.
Yeah, those sorts of things
Yeah.
in the house. Well, I don't think she particularly, from the conversation that we had, she doesn't particularly like crane flies, daddy long legs, and she likes the fact that they get caught in the webs. And they
Okay.
get munched up. And I had to say, I said to Lizzie at the time, "Oh, I couldn't be doing with all the webs around. It just looks a bit."
Mm.
She says, "Well, I leave it about a week, and then I, get the old feather duster out and get all the
Yeah.
webs down, and by the next morning, there's a nice, fresh, clean web there without any
Okay.
decaying blue bottles or anything like this."
So she's not becoming overrun by the spiders. She's not living in the spider's lair.
No, it's not like welcome to Shelob's house. Lizzie also lives here.
We've got a message in which has completely surprised me from someone who does not like spiders at all, one tiny little bit. Helen, I forgive. Straight in there, I forgive. I'd rather know before I go into someone's house if they have spiders in their house. So straight away, I thought Helen would be like,
No.
I suppose, but it's the whole thing of you do you, babes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like what Gina said, I'm not going out for coffee, but you do you. That's
But
fine.
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Helen said she would do coffee as long as she knew in
As long
advance.
as she knew, yeah.
I was
Mm.
surprised as well because I would have got the impression that Helen would have been sort of like, right, I'm packing the napalm, burn it with fire.
She can't even watch TV spiders.
Oh.
Like they're not even in this location. They were filmed years ago, and she still can't do them.
Maybe she needs some aversion therapy. Maybe we need to
Take her around to Lizzie's house.
organize for an orange-kneed tarantula to be handled.
Anna, I'm a celebrity audition for eating the spiders at night. What are your thoughts? Denise is also, I don't know if she's still away or not, but what are your thoughts on this? Helen's already jumped in there with an I forgive. So is she feeling a sense of shame about this?
Yeah, she is.
Oh,
So this is her confession, and also I suppose it's a way of outing herself because I said to Lizzie, can I use your name? And she was like, yeah, you can mention my name on air. So that I'm sure across Pembrokeshire and across the world, because we do broadcast absolutely everywhere, folks.
yes.
There are people going, oh, I know a Lizzie that lives in Pembrokeshire that doesn't live in Haverfordwest. And I have noticed that there is a little sense of the cobwebbiness around her.
Cobwebbiness.
So I can remember freaking out my children. My beard goes up and down depending on my mood, and it got sort of like Gandalf length at one point.
Nice.
ZZ, not quite ZZ Top, but Gandalf. And I can remember sitting at the dinner table and a money spider crawled out of my beard. and the kids went absolutely berserk and made me trim the beard because there are things living in it.
That's fantastic. You're an actual cartoon character.
Yes, absolutely.
Anna King's back in. No, thank you. They can stay there, but if Lizzie's happy, that's all that matters. Gina, what are your thoughts on pondering this confession?
Yeah, I think it's Lizzie's house, isn't it? She can do what she wants in her house. It's like me. You wouldn't want to come round to me if you didn't like cats because there's plenty of them. So, yeah, I think Lizzie is in her right mind to have all these spiders. She can sort of say to people, I love spiders. Come round and see them if you like. So, yeah, nothing to be ashamed of. Tell your friends.
And I think because it's a deliberate policy, and it's not sort of like, I'm lazy, I can't be bothered to deal with the spiders, but that Lizzie has a greater ick for the flies and the little buzzy things.
Yeah.
So she's sort of like, the spiders are my friend, the spiders are my allies. So just like you, Gina, I'm going to forgive and say, Lizzie, you do you, boo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah, I'm going to echo that as well. Be you. It's one of God's creations. It's an animal that it doesn't care. It's tiny, and if you like them, you like them.
Yeah.
There we are.
There
Cool.
you go.
Well, that was relatively simple this morning. Shall we have a burst of the appropriate song?
Let's do it. Go forth and live without shame of your love of nature's creatures, big and small.
And Lizzie, there are plenty of decorations in the shops at the moment. I think you should buy yourself some nice big artificial spiders and some of those sticky cobwebs.
Yeah.
You know the plastic ones that you like stick with suckers onto the windows. Yeah, you probably find that they've been colonized by your own spiders.
One thing that I've been barred from buying is you can get a giant spider that weaves its web from the roof of your house out into the garden, and then you've got a spider that's like the size of a small car.
Not allowed that.
I'm not allowed that. But it exists.
It exists. Helen, watch out.
Helen, watch out.
The door has been cracked. The fact that you have said, oh, no judgment here. You know, if you like spiders, you like spiders.
Yeah, she's going around for a cup of tea. She's part of the Hallelujah chorus as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. If you want to have your shame lifted, hopefully Lizzie's feeling a sense of elation this morning, then you can send your confession to us, or your thoughts, or your query, your quandary to studio@purewestradio.com, or find Father Neil in the street, because you're all ears.
I am, yes. And I also, I've taken now to soliciting confessions. So as I move around I steer my way through my life, and I'm frequently found with a cup of coffee in my hand in a wide variety of circumstances, and I'm just making small talk, and then people say, "Oh, are you the vicar of Haverfordwest?" I said, "Yeah, I am." I also do a little bit on the radio, do a little bit on Pure West. One of the shows that I do is confessions, and this is the sort of thing we do. Have you got anything that you'd like?
You probe for the question.
I do.
I love it. And then, of course, not only are you here on a Thursday morning for confessions, but Sunday morning with Reverend Sophie alive and kicking.
Sunday morning, yes. We are back together again, united. We're separated at the moment. All by myself. Don't want to be.
I'm not feeling sorry for you.
Are you not?
No.
Okay. So tune in 8 a.m. on Sunday morning as Reverend Sophie and I unpack a little bit of what it means to walk our spiritual pilgrimage together.
Of course, because you were talking pilgrimages in general last week, weren't you?
Yes, we were.
Yes.
So, but we've moved on since then. I think we may be doing harvest, but I'm not sure. I think we're both suffering a little bit at the moment with we plough the fields and scatter iter. Because it doesn't, whatever church you go to, you have to have that. And then whatever school you go to, you always have to have something fluffy and cabbages green. Cauliflower and cabbages green.
Amazing.
So, although yesterday I had a bit of a dingle dangle scarecrow.
Ooh.
I know.
more on that on Healthy Minds, Better Lives later on. Father Neil, thank you very much for joining us as ever on this Thursday morning. Looking forward to Sunday morning.
Indeed.
Gina, coming up next.
We have got your unscrambled letters are on the way.
OC Davis, cars of quality, prices for all